AI has gotten absolutely insane. There have just been two new announcements for Ideogram and ChatGPT. I'm sure you've heard about the Ideogram one. There's been lots of videos about it, but I haven't actually seen any with, well, as of the current time I'm shooting this video, with the ChatGPT one. It's actually mind-blowing. ChatGPT was quite far down my list in my top tier AI list, but it's now shot its way all the way pretty much to the top, I would say. And I'm going to show you what I'm talking about in this very detailed, deep dive video into these updates and what they actually look like, and give you some examples of prompts and show you and compare old versions with new versions. But basically, the concept of this video is I want you, by the end of it, to see what AI tools are available to you and how you can use them better. Whether or not you're a designer or you're not a designer, it doesn't matter. You can use AI to help further your print-on-demand business. So we've got Ideogram 3, and now we've got the ChatGPT new image generation. It used to work off DALL-E, and now it just has its own thing. It's really cool. I can't wait to show you. Okay, so I've got a whole thing here to show you. Really, really cool stuff. So starting with the first one, we've got this first design. Vintage retro distressed sunset design featuring a silhouette of a person on a mountain bike in one color, black. The design is isolated on a pure white background. So this was Midjourney, and it's pretty decent. I mean, I love this design. I think this design is pretty cool. This one's quite cool as well. This was Ideogram. Okay, this was Ideogram, not the latest one, but it's still pretty cool, right? It's got the words absolutely right, mountain bike. So here it just didn't add any words, even though, did we say we wanted words? We didn't actually say we wanted words, so that's fine. But these designs are all really cool. And then you've got Leonardo AI, again, one of our top four. Okay, because our top four are Mystic POD, Leonardo.ai, Ideogram, and Midjourney. Leonardo was also pretty good, right? Not amazing. I've seen better, but it's okay, right? And then Mystic have a very specific style, which I actually kind of like. I like this one over here. I like this one over here. It's sometimes a bit of a hit and miss, but for the most part, I get really good results, right? But now, ChatGPT has entered the chat. ChatGPT has entered the chat. This is what they've done, which is pretty much an absolutely spot-on, perfect design. You can see they've done a black silhouette, which is exactly what we asked for. Some of these, yeah, all of these have been black silhouettes as well. We've got this perfect retro sunset. We've got the mountains, or the rocks, I should say, and the placement of the whole thing, everything with this design is spot-on perfect. In fact, the only downside of ChatGPT is they only give you one design at a time. But it's a brilliant design. You can see, for example, the colors here. This is a gradient. We don't really want a gradient. Again, more gradient stuff. The colors here are a little bit random, like what's going on over here and over here. And in this one, it's just, all of these are very, very colorful. And they've got like circles within circles. With this one, this is okay, but like it's a bit of a strange combo of using this purple with an orange and then going back to orange. And then the person's like weirdly cut out over here. So you can see that they're good, but they're just not perfect. Whereas I'm really finding this design to be absolutely perfect. This is a perfect retro sunset of red, orange, a lighter orange, I guess, yellow, and then a lighter yellow. And it's got the perfect grunge over the bike, the little rocks, and the sunset, and it all just works really, really well. So that is the first prompt, and it really blew me away. It gets so much crazier though, so don't go anywhere, because it gets to a point where I'm literally going to show you how you can draw out terrible pictures and still create pieces of art. So here's another one. Vintage retro distressed sunset design featuring a silhouette of a fisherman casting a lure from a small boat in black, combined with the phrase "can't work today, my arm is in a cast," styled in bold, curved, and cursive font. The design is isolated on a pure white background. So we're being very specific with these prompts, and we use something called the Prompt Matrix, which is a tool my brother built for our design community. And basically, it allows you to put some details in, some very, very few details in, and it spits out these really detailed, incredible prompts. So Ideogram 2. Honestly, it's actually not bad. I'm pretty impressed. I mean, this one's kind of done it. You've got can't work today. My arm is in a cast, and this is in that curved cursive font that we've got. It's also a nice silhouette. However, there's a couple of things. The boat looks like it's a little bit cut off, but for the most part, I actually do like this. This one, it didn't really understand it so well, and also it's got all this weird swirly lines. Again, this is still ideogram, right? Ideogram 2. This one is also not bad, but this is very strange. Like, I don't know why just the word cast is in its own font. And then this one, obviously, it didn't work. It's got the swirliness going through it, but then also my arm is in. So it made a couple of mistakes, but for the most part, it's pretty damn good, right? And then you've got ideogram 3, and this is where it just blew me away. Specifically, this one. Can't work today. My arm is in a cast, right? So it really got the prompt. However, there's a couple of things, right? So, for example, these are all good. I like them all. My favorite is probably this one or this one, but there's still a couple of issues. For example, this one, it's very busy. You've got the gradient color, so it doesn't really print very well. And for some reason, the bottom of the sun is purple. With this one, you've got this weird thing in the boat. Not sure what that is. Again, here, you've got like an upside down chair in the boat. I don't know why. And this one, for the most part, is pretty good. However, the new GPT did it perfectly. It understood I wanted a silhouette. I wanted that grunge feel. I wanted the bottom to be cursive. I like that it's done it over 2 lines because it's allowed the text to be a little bit bigger. This has come around here perfectly. And the fonts go really well together. The combination of fonts used really, really match. It really blows me away that it's doing this, right? So, like, if we just go back and have a quick look and just compare these two, let's bring them closer together, right? We've got very muted colors. We've got black text, which matches the black, a guy fishing with more black text. We've then got the very, very popular and obvious color choice for the retro sunset, whereas here, this isn't really a vintage retro sunset, nor is it here. Nor is it here, and nor is it here. But this has just done it really, really well. So you can really see how good this GPT is. And I'm going to show you very soon my actual conversation with ChatGPT so you can see how I am making these designs. Right, now let's talk about a text and a graphic, because this was a retro sunset. Now we want to discuss text and graphic. So this is a flat style illustration combining the phrase, "Not now, I'm cycling," with a person on a mountain bike created in one color, black. The typography using Archivo narrow font is paired with a flat style graphic, accented with clear bold cycling motifs, enhanced by a grunge overlay texture, and presented on a pure white background. So this is Midjourney. Not bad, but Midjourney doesn't ever really get the text so right. On top of that, it's kind of lost I want this just to be one color, which is black. What else has it done? A flat style. I wouldn't really say this is a flat style illustration. I mean, out of all of them, this is probably the best, but even then, it's still a bit off. We've then got Ideogram 2. Now, Ideogram 2, it's done a pretty good job. These two are my favorite, although this has got this yellow stuff. I don't know why. And then on top of that, the graphic that they've picked doesn't go with the font that they've picked. If they would have maybe carried over the grunge, it may have worked a little bit better. This one, this guy just looks a little bit strange. And then this is, I don't know what the heck is going on here with a backwards seat. And I don't know, I just don't know what's going on there. And this one's done it quite well. Although, again, you've got this weird thing coming out the wheel. Not sure what it is. And it's also not a silhouette, right? You've got multiple colors there. But Ideogram 3, now that really blew me away, right? It's understood I just wanted it on black, right? You've got these nice motifs here, right? A couple of weird things, like the seat is still a little bit strange with the guy. The helmet looks a bit odd. This looks like he's just come back from World War II. So that's a little bit strange. Again, the grunge hasn't been carried over. But this design, this one really blew me away because I love how it's removed the body of the cyclist and it's put the text in there to basically be the body of the cyclist, and it just fits together really, really nicely. And then we've also got some from Leonardo, which, again, it didn't really work and missed it, which some of them were quite good, but for the most part, I'm not sure. Like, from a graphic standpoint, I liked it, but from a text and a graphic together, I didn't. I think what confused the AIs with this is the fact that we asked for with clear bold cycling motifs, and that's why it threw in these extra random things. But with Ideogram 3, it just performed. It just performed so well. So now I want to show you something cool. This is really, really cool. This is probably one of the best game changers with the new with this new AI. Being able to take a design and create and make it your own by changing elements of it, so you're not copying or ripping off someone's design, but you are adapting it to your niche. And here's a perfect example. If I collapse, please pause my watch. That is a brilliant design. It's a very popular phrase and it really works. And we asked ChatGPT to turn this into a design for my cat. So if I collapse, please feed my cat. And this is the final design. It's brilliant, right? And this took absolutely zero effort on our part, right? You can see we went through various stages. So the first stage was find a winning design in any niche. So the niche we found was if I collapse, please pause my watch. I then said adapt it to the cat niche. So it changed the words, if I collapse, please feed my cat, but I didn't really like the cat. So we asked more playful cat, change the background and the text color. So now it's gone from black to white, which is what we want, right? Or it doesn't actually matter which way, it depends on what kind of t-shirt you want to sell on. And then we've got a more playful cat. Now this cat is obviously in the wrong place, so we can do a little bit of minor editing adjustments and move the cat up here. So now we've got ourselves a nice solid design. Crazy, absolutely crazy that we can find winning designs and adapt them. It's brilliant. Right, now this was probably one of the biggest things for me, because a lot of people struggle with drawing, but this made it that it doesn't matter how bad your drawing is, you can create incredible AI designs. So this is the drawing, and it turned into this design. This is like the ultimate perfect print-on-demand t-shirt design for someone in the cat niche, right? And let me walk you through it. So we started by going to autodraw.com, and literally with our trackpad and our finger, we just drew a really rough sketch of a cat. We've then put it into ChatGPT, and I'm going to show you the conversation, but we've asked it to turn it into a silhouette, which is done, but it's kind of given us a really crazy tail over here, but don't worry. We've then said add a retro sunset, which it's done really, really well. And then we've used the Phrase Genie, which is another one of our tools that we offer in the Design Hub, where you can actually get real research, well thought out phrases. So the phrase that we've ended up picking is Tour de France. So basically, we just asked the Phrase Genie for cat specific phrases that work. We went through a bunch of them, and Tour de France was the best one, or I should say Tour de Fur, which is a play on words, really. So then we've asked it to put Tour de Fur in it, and we also looked up a very famous one, which is 1986. So we've asked it to put Tour de Fur with 1986, and the font that it's gone for, again, perfectly matches the styling of the cat. The grunge comes through, the thickness of the font matches the thickness of the cat. It just works seamlessly, right? However, we're still not the biggest fan of the cat. We want to change that. So we asked it to add a Ghibli filter, a Studio Ghibli filter. And this is something that's becoming really popular with AI image generators. We see this a lot all over the internet at the moment. But as soon as we asked it for this Ghibli filter, it did a great job. You can see how it's kind of changed the cat. So now it's not really a sad face anymore with our terrible drawing. And it's just turned it into something that we want. The only downside is the background and the fact that the bike has a tail coming out of it. So if we wanted to, we could fix it ourselves. But what we asked ChatGPT to do is to remove the background, which it did. And whilst it turned it into a plain white background, it also removed the added tail, which has left us with this perfect final design. Again, if we just have a look from this drawing to this design, So now there are absolutely no excuses. You could draw whatever you want. And as long as you know what you're doing with the prompting, because a lot of it comes down to prompting, you could create something truly amazing. And we have a whole AI training course. We talk a lot about AI. Josh has made a very long video specifically on all of this in the Design Hub. So we talk a lot about this. Right, now I want to just show you the conversations. So the first conversation was very simple. It was just putting in the prompt, and we got this back straight away. That didn't really require much of a conversation. The conversation for the design we wanted to work on, well, we said make a version of this design for cat owners, and then we got this, right? And then I said put it on a pure white background with a blue and black text and make the cat more playful. So I asked it to do a few things at the same time, and it understood, and it made this. And then all we did is just manipulate this a little bit and move this cat over so it's filling this nice bit of space over here. And then lastly, this one over here. So this was the drawing, make this cat on a bike in silhouette form, simple graphic for t-shirt design. It did it. Now make a vintage retro distressed sunset. It did it. Add the text Tour de Fur at the top and 1986 at the bottom. It did it. And now put Studio Ghibli filter on it. Bam, did it. And then keep it on a white background with black text, please. We always need to be very nice to our GPTs because we have no idea if they're going to take over the world one day. So always be nice, please and thank yous. And then we ended up with this one, which is just so cool. It's so flipping cool. And this, by the way, for the phrase genie, all we did is we went into our phrase genie. We said funny phrases about cats and cycling. It gave us a whole bunch of different ideas. It then said, would you like me to generate a list of funny t-shirt phrases based on this? I said, yes, okay. And here we go. And then we just picked, which one did we pick? We picked Tour de Fur. Bam, right here. Number 1 for cat-centric puns on cycling. It's really become incredible what you can do with AI, especially if you know what you're doing. So I would really recommend giving this new GPT-4 with this image generation a go. Just try it out, see what it's like. Likewise with Ideogram 3, give it a go, see what it's like. They have come such a long way from where they were, I would say last year, but they've come such a long way from where they were last week, let alone last year. It's truly incredible. And if you want to up your design game, if you want to really, really create bestsellers, learn what you're doing, learn how to research and identify good designs, and join weekly live calls, and just an awesome group of people, you can click the link down below to check out the design community that I've created, where I teach people how to create best-selling designs and give personalized feedback on their designs. But other than that, I hope you enjoyed this video. It's truly amazing what AI is doing, and I can't wait to see where it goes in the future.